Hello and welcome to my channel, Darren's Villaging and More. Today I'd like to talk to you about Lemax item 24761, Luminary lights, introduced in 2002, retired in 2009. These Luminary lights have been a staple within my Halloween village for several years now. I ran across them secondhand actually and decided I really want to use these in my village. However, when I got them, I wanted more. So this year is going to be the year that I reimagined the Lemax Luminary lights into a twinkling effect. What you see now is actually a set that is plugged in. In broad daylight, they are kind of hard to see. They do have a kind of a soft glow to them, and all of the faces are very well seen. Now, this is a image from last year's Halloween Village to give you an example of what they look like in a static environment. Removing the old LEDs from the luminaries is quite an easy process. All they are held in with is just a dab of hot glue, and depending on how the luminary has been stored, the glue may already be compromised, so they may simply fall off or pop off. Other times you may have to give a little bit of a tug, or if you have some new old stock, new in packaging that's been well maintained, I've had to work with a pick tool and slowly pry up the glue to pop out the LED. This set clearly has been very well loved, taking off some tacky wax and some moss. And I can see I can just very simply just pull these right out. And then I'll take my pick tool and clean out the channels for any remaining glue that's behind. We're going to want a clean working surface for what comes next. Now, before we move on, we're going to take out one more thing of the electronics, and that's the power jack. We're going to be recycling the power jack because I'm going to be using a Lemax 3-volt adapter. Now these are held in place with a locking ring that sometimes you can twist off with your fingers. This was not my day for that, so I had to grab a pair of pliers so I could just twist that retaining nut off so I can get it at the insides and get it out of the case. Now once that's removed, we'll just simply take a pick tool and pop open the back of the battery case. And in this case, grab a couple wires by accident, and then we can simply remove the power jack. Now, the power jack itself should have a dab of hot glue on the bottom. And sometimes these are very easy to remove. Other times, it can be a little bit of a struggle. So just take your time, and you will be able to get it out. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and remove all of the existing power connections from the batteries, and what would also be fed to the lights from the power jack itself. Now what you'll need to know is on the side of the power jack is the positive lead, and on the bottom there are two negative leads, one for the batteries and one for the actual power jack itself, because of how this was originally wired. Now that the LEDs and electronics are removed, on to the next step. With the way that I reimagined these luminaries, I actually need to modify them by expanding the channel on the bottom side of each luminary, and also expanding the hole where the LED fit. I like to wire in parallel, so I will need the extra room for a resistor that's going to be in place on each LED. Before we start modifying, a couple of quick safety tips. Wear a respirator or face covering. Work in a well-ventilated area, and take your time. Here we are out in my garage where I am currently working with a Dremel on high speed with a burr bit, and you can see it cuts right through the resin of the luminary without issue. Shards do fly absolutely everywhere. I have a vacuum set up behind me to pull as much as I can out of the air. But it still does make quite the mess. But you'll see it just goes right through, and I can just open these up without any issue. Now again, the main reason I'm opening these up is because I wire in parallel, so each LED is going to have a resistor. So I need a little bit more extra space than what was originally there. Alright, so let's talk about the math for a moment. So I'm going to be using a 3-volt power supply from Lemax, And we're going to be calculating resistance per LED. So I have 3 volt minus 2.1 equals 0.9 volt. 0.9 volt divided by 0.02 milliamps equals 45 ohms. Well, 45 ohm resistance would mean full brightness. I wanted a bit less, so I instead chose a quarter watt 68 ohm resistor, plus or 5%. So let's talk circuit layout for a moment. There are multiple ways to accomplish the goal of connecting these lights. I'm going to stick with the original configuration of 2 strings of 6 per set as it came from Lemax. This, in my opinion, gives me a little bit more versatility when moving it around, but my way isn't exactly the correct way. There's more than one way to accomplish that. So let's go ahead real fast and move forward and take a look at how the actual LEDs fit in the luminaries themselves. So what you see is an LED with a resistor. It's already been soldered and heat shrunk. We're going to place it in the bottom. You can see the resistor, and it's going to sit on the table. Now, I have 12 of these to wire up in parallel. Wish me luck, and I will be right back with you. Yes, so an hour and a half later, I have completed my LED string lights. To be perfectly transparent, the first set I did took 3 hours, and each set just gets a little bit better and faster each time. So now I've applied power, and you can see the flickering effect. So let's go ahead and take one of the luminaries, and I will put the LED in so you can see what it looks like. Now, once I'm happy with this, I make sure that all the luminaries fit, and I don't have to go back out and Dremel them out a little bit more, because that does happen. This is going to be an instance so far, so good. Don't have to go back and widen anything. What I will do is take a bit of hot glue to secure the LED into the luminary. I use your standard Michaels low temp hot glue. Absolutely love the stuff. Buy it on sale all the time. Highly recommend it. But what you can see here is how it's going to look. So I'm going to go ahead and take a few moments and get everything fully assembled off camera, and I will be back to discuss it more. After applying a little bit of hot glue and making sure that all of the LEDs fit without issue, here we are. Final bench testing to make sure that the lights work. I can toss them around a little bit, make sure no connections break, and once I am done with that, confident in their configuration, I will go ahead and move them over to my village. With all the new available technology, this is a re-release I would love to see Lemax do. And here we have the luminaries moved over to my Halloween village for 2025. At this point, I've already done 4 sets, so that is 48 twinkling luminary lights. This is what I've always envisioned these lights to look like from Lemax, and I could not be happier with the results. It'd be awesome if Lemax reproduced something such as this. With new technology, we have new options. So, all of the luminaries on the lower level are fed from the bottom of the moss mat up to hide all wires. The secondary layer, I had already glued that down so it had more moss placed on top. So tell me in the comments, what did you like about this? What do you not like about this? Would you have taken this project on? What would you have done differently? I would love to hear from you, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content. This has been Darren's Villaging and More presents Lemax Luminaries Re-Envisioned for 2025.